Okay, now this part is simple. We have to model a lintel here. So first we're going to model a lintel, then we're going to model the bottom plaster, and then we're going to model the side plaster. So there are three steps. Uh, I will go to the section, which is better. And actually, I'll just go to the plan first, and we'll start modeling. We'll go to, there is no by default way. You don't have to model a beam. You don't have, this is not a beam that can work from column to column. So we'll have to go to component and architecture tab and go to model in place. Now here, we will call it, you can call it anything, but I will put it under structural framing. Okay. Uh, Click OK. I'll call it lintel. And first thing is we're going to make a reference plane. So you can go to create and set reference plane. I just like to use the shortcut RP, and we'll call it RP1. And now I can go to the section and set that as my drawing plane. So create, I go to the section view, set, and I pick that up as a reference plane. And now I just have to draw a rectangle here. The rectangle would be an extrusion form, and I'll make it 230 by 150 because we're only making the lintel concrete part itself. The plaster we're going to model separately. So this is how it's going to be. If this happens, if a wrong kind of snapping happens, you can always put it 230, and just checking here, it's 150, perfect. Now on the left side, you might have this properties browser on the right side, but I have it on the left side. I'll go to material here, and I'll go to concrete, cast in situ. If you don't have cast in situ like me here, I can go down, and you can always put cast in place any of these, but I'll just place cast in situ, drag and drop it here, and then click OK. Now material is set. Another thing is subcategory. What is this? This is a chord. This you can leave. I'll just call it other. Again, this is not important right now, but putting a material definitely helps. And I have told you to adjust this when you are modeling decking sheets. But for now, I'm just gonna uh, keep it as it is. If I click OK, extrusion will be done, and a very weird extrusion, but we're gonna see from the south. This now, no worries. We can just always snap it. Okay. And if you look at the section, this is how it's going to be. Now we'll model one more here, which is the side plasters. Okay, so quickly create extrusion rectangle. So the material here is not going to be concrete, it's going to be plaster. And another one here, which is again going to be plaster, right? I am not worried about this. I can always change it later. I'll go to south, and I will put it here and here. Okay, and finally, again going in 3D, sorry, in section, I'll make a bottom plaster, which is also necessary. So I will go to create extrusion, make a bottom plaster, which is I'm going to make just 12 thick. Okay, and again, this is plaster, everything is fine. I'll click OK, go to south. And now this one, I'm going to change from this end to only this end. Okay. Now we can get out of this model in place thing. Sorry, this is going to be all the way, the entire opening. So we can get out of the model in place window, click on the final finish model. And now if I look at the section, it's going to look somewhat like this. I know these lines are there, but that's something that from Revit you cannot escape from. So we have lintel here, we have plasters, and we have a bottom plaster as well. And this is the cut. Now we can move on to making the frame of the door.